Welcome back to the TYSK report. This is MMC, and I'm bringing you those things you should know happening in the world of technology. Got a few articles on the docket, so let's dive into it. In the first article, Kia gets its first customer for the PV5 modular electric vehicle, and that customer is Uber. Now it says here, Kia and Uber have signed a memorandum of understanding to use the automaker's newly announced PBV modular electric vehicles for ride hailing. PVB, which stands for Platform Beyond Vehicle, was introduced during the CES in Las Vegas as a family of EVs built on flexible vehicle architecture with different swappable body types. Interesting. The vehicle can be transformed from a minivan to a full-size van to a small truck, depending on the specific need. The driver cab remains fixed while the rest of the vehicles is interchangeable, like a real-life Duplo set. Uber says the purpose of the deal with Kia is to identify optimal specifications for PBV models, with the possible further integration of technology and services to benefit drivers and ride-hailing users alike. Uber is under pressure from governments around the world to get more of its drivers into EVs to reduce tailpipe pollution and fight climate change. So with this article and this news, we could see more companies beginning to do the same thing that Kia and Uber is doing. Also, it would be interesting to see if one day Uber has a fleet of these vehicles and they allow freelancers to use them to do their daily pickups and drop-offs. But of course, a company wants to make money, so they may charge those drivers for it, which is why drivers are probably going to want to use their personal vehicles. But if it comes at a cost where it won't be much that they will have to spend and they would make more on the back end by using Uber's vehicles, this would be an interesting concept to implement. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out for these two companies, and I'll definitely be following along as time moves on. Let's move on to the next article. Waymo will start testing robotaxis on Phoenix highways. The company said Monday that its autonomous Jaguar I-Pace SUVs will begin shuttling employees around the freeways in Phoenix, Arizona in just a few weeks after having spent much of last year doing testing with an operator behind the wheel. Driverless highway service will eventually expand to regular customers, the company says, though it didn't offer a timeline for when that will become available. Bringing its autonomous cars to the highway is just the latest in a series of big steps for Waymo, especially in the Phoenix area. In December, the company started offering curbside drop-off and pickup at the Phoenix airport. Just a few months before that, Waymo made its autonomous vehicles available in the Uber app. So in addition to this article, there were also two comments down here from these two people. One says, live in Phoenix, do not work for Google or any Waymo affiliated companies. Waymo is awesome. These things are everywhere here, and the more ground they cover, the better. They are far better drivers than 99% of the people on the road, especially once the annual snowbird migration happens. And then another comment says, this seems like a stupid, incredibly dangerous idea. Phoenix government, what are you thinking? So with those two comments I just read, you could kind of see the reaction and feelings that people have across the nation. There are a lot of people who think this technology is great. It's going to be very helpful for reducing accidents and things of that sort on highways and roads. Then there's another side of people who thinks is the stupidest thing that's happening. One of the stupidest things that's happening. So it will be interesting to see how things play out. But also, this is just a reminder that no matter how we feel, technology continues to move forward. So that's something to always keep in the back of your mind, to always remember that even though we don't like certain technology, it's best to know about it so that way you're aware of what's going on around you. In addition to that, with cruise mishaps last year, it seems like Waymo is starting to become that one company that has been chosen to be the robotaxi company in America. So they could be the one who's going to be very dominant in the space here in the US, and they could be the ones who you're going to see their cars out on many roads in different states across the nation. So it'd be interesting to see how this plays out as the year moves along. Let's move on to the next article. Volkswagen is bringing ChatGPT into its cars and SUVs. Volkswagen is getting into the ChatGPT game. The German automaker announced Monday at CES 2024 in Las Vegas plans to add an AI-powered chatbot into all Volkswagen models equipped with its IDEA voice assistant. The AI chatbot, which is based on software company Sentence Chat Pro product and a large language model from OpenAI, will roll out in the second quarter starting with Europe. Models getting the AI chatbot include Volkswagen's line of EVs, such as the ID.7, the ID.4, the ID.5, and ID.3, as well as its new Tiguan, Passat, and Golf vehicles. Like Mercedes, Volkswagen has integrated ChatGPT into the backend of its IDEA voice assistant, which drivers can use to control the infotainment, navigation, and air conditioning, or to answer general knowledge questions. So this year we could start to see more AI being integrated into electric vehicles. Also, this technology could definitely enhance the experience, the driving experience for different drivers. And I could just imagine being able to just connect my phone to the car and then just talk to it and have it go to different songs or different YouTube videos or different podcast episodes and things of that sort. So this would be very, very powerful technology to have, and it would be a lot more useful, hands-free. And I think this would be great, but it also on the back end is another side to it. Of course, it's technology and it has access to your phone in that way. So hopefully they'll be able to continue to work on things like this, because I'm sure they're going to advance it even more to have it even be more seamless than what it's going to be at the start of this. So it will be interesting to see how this also plays out for cars and AI. And I'm sure more car companies are going to be doing the same thing later on down the road for years to come. Let's move on to the next article. Pivotal kicks off U.S. sales of its lightweight electric personal Helix aircraft. Pivotal, the Palo Alto, California-based company backed by Larry Page, kicked off online sales Monday night at CES 2024 for Helix, a lightweight electric personal aircraft that doesn't require a pilot's license to fly. Helix marks an evolution for Pivotal, a company previously known as Opener, that has been working on lightweight electric vertical and takeoff aircraft for more than a decade. Deliveries for the Helix, which will be sold only in the United States, begin June 10, 2024. Prospective U.S. buyers need only time for the training and at least $190,000 before taxes. And Pivotal CEO Ken Karkland says the market is ready for the wonder of aerial recreation and short hop eVTOL travel. The FAA requires ultralight aircraft can fly over only 9 congested areas and away from airports. Pivotal requires all buyers to go through training, and other requirements for buyers are also that they must be 18 years old, weigh less than 220 pounds, and have a maximum standing height of 6 feet and 5 inches. And there are some limitations. Owners won't be able to fly long distances with Helix, and aircraft with more than 20 miles of range and a charge time of about 75 minutes from 20% to 100% battery using a 240-watt charger. So more interesting news from the transportation space. Here we have this company Pivotal working on these eVTOL aircrafts to have people travel in the air. I spoke about a lot of this last year of different companies working on this. So it's interesting and great to see that they're progressing and this company is having people being able to try these out. Hopefully those people who are buying these aircrafts are going to be able to test them in areas where no one's around, so they can kind of do some trial and error before actually beginning to fly over people's heads. But also in this decade, we could start to see a lot more things being in the air, such as drones or aircrafts and things of that sort. So technology, of course, is always moving, and this is going to be very exciting to see some type of person in the sky just traveling in their aircraft. But for now, I think this is going to be a nice little play area for people who are able to purchase these aircrafts. So there is always something interesting and new happening here in the tech space. And to continue to stay up to date on the things you should know happening in the world of technology, definitely check out these 2 videos right here and share them with your friends.